Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. That was certainly a fun jump up in price yesterday, but what's going to happen now? Not a lot of change in price for most coins since the big move up yesterday. So I'll just tell you this at the outset of the video. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, what I'm generally seeing from a number of analysts is a fair bit of uncertainty as to what happens in the short term. Now, in a higher time frame, big picture, nothing has changed. Analysts still expect Bitcoin to at some point blast through $100,000, crazy alt season, that whole thing. Yes, that's still in the cards here. Now, as far as XRP goes, I actually do have perspective from 4 XRP chart analysts, and including one who said, and I quote, XRP is ready for a break, end quote. Good things about to come. And another analyst is comparing what's happening right now to XRP's crazy 2017 fractal, which, if that happens, my God, that's it. Just you can just quit. You can quit whatever your job. You can just quit. It's fine. That's your life-changing wealth right there. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. As I record this video, it is 6:31 p.m. Central Time, Thursday, May 16th, 2024. XRP is 51.6 cents. Bitcoin at 65,366 bucks. So 24-hour high, 66,496, just a hair below that at this moment. So mostly over the last 24 hours, done a bit of ranging. Similar story for XRP, as low as 51.3 cents and as high as 52.1 cents. So I know everybody's tired of this ranging. It was a fun pop yesterday. There's a chance we'll have to wait a little bit longer. Here's a crypto fear and greed index at 70 out of 100, so the market is in greed. Here's what chart analyst Credible Crypto had to say about Bitcoin specifically, and so this will just highlight some of the uncertainty that I'm seeing from a lot of analysts, even if they have different rationale for the uncertainty, at least in the short term. But again, this doesn't change anything big picture as far as blow off top for the cycle. So this is a Bitcoin USD chart, and he said the following. Checking my bias, as I always try to do, and I see this as another equally viable scenario that makes sense to me, all context considered. The $62,000 to $63,000 regions is key. If we are going to avoid $59,000 to $60,000, we should hold there. Lose that, and we go straight back to $59,000 to $60,000. Not sure which of these two scenarios will get at the moment, so preparing for both. So just a little heads up, we could go right back to where we were. He's warning that, but it's not something to panic about. If that happens, okay, more ranging, whatever. When the big break comes, you'll know it. I mean, at some point, Bitcoin's going to hit a new all-time high. That's what my suspicion is. That's my conviction. We'll see what happens. Nobody technically knows for sure, but my God, with markets being what they are, including traditional markets, look at what's happening in equities. I talked a bit about that yesterday. I'd be very surprised if when we roll around to January of next year, I'd be surprised if you look at the S&P 500 and it's not up substantially, because historically when the S&P 500 hits a new all-time high, it almost always is higher the next year to the tune of somewhere between 15 to 16%. So if that happens and we know that crypto moves in tandem, I'd just be surprised if throughout much of this year, I'd be very surprised if crypto doesn't go along for the ride, because historically it does. So we should expect that, I think, anyway. Here's a post from chart analyst Rect Capital, Bitcoin USD chart here. And he said, Bitcoin, the deeper the retrace, the higher the probability the bottom is just around the corner. The longer the retrace, the higher the probability the bottom is just around the corner. It just so happens this is already the deepest and also one of the longest retraces in the cycle. The probability that the bottom is just around the corner is high. Yeah, so this is just how it is. I've been hanging out in crypto for over 6 years now. Most of what it is to be in crypto is boring sideways and downward price action. But for those who are patient, historically, that patience is rewarded. So one day you're going to wake up and it's going to go, and it'll put yesterday's pump to shame. Here's a post from chart analyst Matthew Hyland, Bitcoin USD. Bitcoin testing new support. And so, not surprising that we came back down. He's another one of the analysts, like most analysts that I follow at this point, not high conviction about what happens in the short term, but again, changes nothing about a higher time frame. Here's a post from Crypto Insight UK talking about Bitcoin. It says, Bitcoin update, we have a lot of liquidity building above us for Bitcoin. However, in the short term, I think we look a bit overextended after yesterday's pump. I expect a bit of a cool off before our next push higher. I am targeting this green box on the hourly, RSI coming back down from overbought area. And so he posted this early in the AM today. And there has been a bit of downward price, like nothing crazy, of course. But he could see us going down to, looks like from what he labeled this box, close 63, upper 63,000s perhaps. It's not far off from where we are now. Then there was this post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto. Bitcoin, $74,000 is our next stop before gathering momentum for an up-only rally. So that's going to be fun because as we have hit multiple new all-time highs for Bitcoin this year, they've just been hanging out roughly where the all-time high was last cycle. And it does take, historically, and this is normal, it takes a while to finally burst through that with conviction. But when that happens, that's when the vast majority of the most fun part of the cycle happens. And then, ultimately, yes, altcoins catch up, and you know the deal. Bitcoin blasts off, money rotates into alts, and that's where most of us are going to get the truly meaningful gains in crypto that we're all hoping for. Here's another post from chart analyst Mikey Bull Crypto. Hashtag altcoins. Bitcoin dominance will officially begin its downtrend when the alts cap breaks out of the marked out box. The same scenarios happened in 2017 and 2020, which begins the mania phase of alt season. So again, all we have to do is precisely nothing. It sounds easy. To me, it's super easy. A lot of people have a hard time with not fidgeting and tinkering with their positions and getting in. It's, in my opinion, not exactly a good idea to just get in and out of positions. You know the deal. Data shows, it's the same with equities. That's why when I jumped into crypto in 2017, I was like, I'm going to treat this about the same. Not exactly the same as the way I invest in equities, but I just understand, and there's, again, tons of data to prove this, the people that buy equities and then they just don't get in and out of position, they just hold for the long haul, ideally for a span of decades, those are the people that have massive gains over the years. And since it's the same humans with the same DNA buying crypto, I thought this is probably likely going to work here. And so that's what I set myself up for. And I insist that I behave very particularly when it comes to my crypto investments. I buy and then I do absolutely nothing. Here's a post from chart analyst charting guy, and we're about to get into some of the XRP stuff here, so hang with me. Bitcoin, $66,000 to $64,000, check. $62,000 is possible, or that could be it for the dip. Time will tell. Overall structure, absurdly bullish, though. Don't get shaken out. Weekends. And so, like I said at the outset of the video, I just wanted to give you some examples here. Not high conviction about what happens with Bitcoin in the short term, but these analysts have very high conviction about what happens with Bitcoin over the long haul, for the duration of this cycle. Here's a post also from Charting Guy talking about XRP, and he actually reposted something from May 6th, which I remember sharing at the time. It was the XRP 2017 fractal update, and he was basically pasted on top of it because he thinks that we're going to see similar types of action, and so he wrote the following here: XRP 2017 fractal. This is the one that he shared just last night. He said XRP 2017 fractal still valid if the pop happens by July or earlier. Doesn't have to be exactly in line, as you notice it's not exactly spot on throughout. It can be roughly correct and be fine. Was originally thinking mid-May, mid-June. Now my gut says early June. Let's see. Wow. If it starts taking off to that degree that soon, whew. Which kind of makes sense, though, with how long Bitcoin's been dragging, close to a couple months or so at this point. I mean, the whole market's going to go at some point, and historically, XRP has at least two major moves to the upside, so we could certainly have one sooner than later. We are at that moment in the cycle where it would be reasonable to suppose we might get that, because historically, we sure as hell have. And so, as far as what he shared in this fractal on May 6th, you might be able to see it on the screen. I'll just make it full screen. It shows XRP going up to about $4.50. Now, to be clear, that's just to get the party started. He has said in separate posts that he thinks XRP is going to top between $10 and $15 this cycle. Here's a post from chart analyst Dark Defender talking about XRP. So here's an XRP USD chart. Hi all, in the daily time frame, XRP is ready for a break considering RSI's higher lows align with the price. It will be highly bullish above the Ichimoku clouds, where the price is around 60.44 cents. So he's thinking sooner than later, we are finally going to have a break. And I do tend to see that type of sentiment from the analysts that cover XRP on a regular basis here. Here's a post from Chart Analyst Cryptos, and this is from early in the AM today. He said XRP closed above the 21 MA. And he provided an update about 12 hours after that, so just this afternoon. And he said XRP is looking ready for a move up, potentially starting tomorrow. And so what I keep seeing, and this is why I'm highlighting this, is multiple analysts thinking XRP, yeah, it's going to go sooner than later. Even if they don't all agree it's going to likely start tomorrow, you can see the theme here. Here's a post from chart analyst E. Greg Crypto, XRP BTC. Let me take a sip here. A little parched. XRP BTC YOLO update. You only live once. Yesterday's surge in Bitcoin prices brought XRP BTC to a low of 0.0000771, reinforcing my belief that Bitcoin is set for further gains while XRP BTC continues its descent. Take a glance at both the yesterday's and updated chart. The pattern is unfolding precisely as anticipated, achieving our targets between 0.000710 and 0.0000555 will signal a potential mega pump reminiscent of 2017 cycle. So, as I mentioned yesterday, and this shouldn't be that surprising since it was a big day for Bitcoin, obviously, and there were some alts that popped. XRP was up a little bit. Here's a 3-month XRP BTC chart. You can see we did go down and a little bit to the upside since then, yesterday, but we're still well above the cycle low, which occurred on April 13th. So hopefully that was the ultimate low on April 13th, and then we can just finally go to up only, right? But like I keep saying, even if that isn't the low and we see another one, eventually, every single market cycle historically, of course we find a bottom, and then XRP reverses and shoots to the upside. People are continuing, and I firmly believe it applies here in the cycle. People are continuing to behave the same, and money does cycle through the entire asset class. That's how this works. XRP is part of the asset class. Yes, it is going to participate in this bull run, and I firmly believe XRP is going to hit a new all-time high, unless we get some sort of weird black swan event. Okay, if some global event happens and then it's all called out, okay, fine. Outside of that, though, if we have a proper alt season, yes, XRP is going to participate. That's my conviction. We'll see what happens here. You guys let me know what you think, but that's the latest. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.